Cindy Wong. 1. Knowledge and understanding of engineering. You explained well the slope stability analysis on the Terminal 2 external works contract that you carried out while seconded to ACON, in particular, new line, the several modes of failure of the slope, that is unravelling, sliding, and local and global slip circle failure. How you analyse the slopes, how you analyse the slopes before and after the cut and fill road was constructed. How you designed the soil nailing so that the anchorage zone was beyond the failure surface but not beyond the property line of the works. How if the slip circle failure surface was close to the property line, you moved and reorientated the direction of the soil nails to hold down the toe of the slip circle rather than hang it up. You also explained the use of BIM on the SOV project. And how this aided not only the understanding of the works by the subcontractors, but demonstrated the progress of the works as it was carried out. New Line reviewers were satisfied that you met the requirements of the attribute knowledge and understanding of engineering. 2. Technical and practical application engineering. You explain well the bottom-up construction of the SOV basement, and your involvement, and how you identified a clash between the runner beams supporting from below the bracing struts to the diaphragm wall and the transfer slab below. You developed an alternative to the designer's solution which moved the runner beam above the bracing struts, whereby the original runner beam was left in place and the transfer slab was cast with a recess that was later filled. Not only were alterations to the design minimised, your alternative scheme saved time and costs. Though, as you explained, the designer's scheme had to be used in some locations. You also explained well how you proposed rearranging the pouring sequences of the upper floors so that the force workloads on the ground floor were reduced, reducing in turn the amount of force work required and improving access for other works. The reviewers were satisfied that you met the requirements of the attribute technical and practical applications of engineering. 3. Management and leadership. On the SOV project, you supervised and were responsible for the work of 2 foremen and a junior engineer. You described how you organised, managed and supervised the work of subcontractors, including the quality control testing of the works of the materials used in the permanent work stop. You also described how you involved those reporting to you in day-to-day management decisions, and, though you had not personally encountered any disagreements, you explained well how you would deal with poor performance or disruptive staff. Reviewers were satisfied that you met the requirements of the attribute management and leadership. 4. Independent judgment independent judgment and responsibility. In addition to managing and being responsible for staff reporting to you, you explained how on numerous occasions you had disagreed with your manager on the amount of plant, labour and temporary materials required to carry out work on site, how you prepared your arguments and, as it transpired, were very often proved right. Reviewers, you were satisfied that you met the requirements of the attribute independent judgment and responsibility. Five, commercial ability. At your interview, you demonstrated that you were familiar with the form of contract used on the SOV project. In addition, to preparing VOs and claims for payment for additional work and extension of time due to inclement weather, you described to your reviewers the SOV project and the relative benefits of the NEC form of contract and the GCC form. The benefits and applicability of target cost contracts. Where design and build and engineer design work were most appropriate, and the difference between fitness for purpose and reasonable skill, care and diligence in the matter of design and construction and design responsibilities. Reviewers were satisfied that the requirements of the attribute commercial ability. 6. Health, safety and welfare. In addition to checking method statements, checking safety provisions on site and PPE, you explained the welfare facilities for workers that you supervised and checked were in place. There had been no reportable safety incidents on your projects or delays for health and safety reasons. You explained well how you would deal with an emergency situation that put workers and visitors at risk by ordering those affected to move to a place of safety before interrupting or halting site operations. Reviewers were satisfied that you met the requirements of the health and safety attribute.